Hello everyone. The question we're going to answer in the next 10 minutes is critical to the value of your company. By way of quick introduction, my name is Gerson Panitch. I'm an engineer, a U.S. trial lawyer, a U.S. patent attorney, and a partner at Finnegan, one of the world's largest intellectual property law firms. I handle patent infringement trials in the United States, and I help companies develop patent strategies to block competitors and increase company value. In Israel alone, I've helped over 150 companies answer the following question in one form or another. And the question is simply this: in a world where it's now possible to drive cars with our eyes closed, why is it so important to keep our eyes wide open when it comes to patents? Let's start by looking at this fascinating graph that answers the question, what makes a company valuable? Is it the tangible things like the machines and the property and the vehicles and the buildings? Or is it the intangible assets like the company's know-how and its patents? In the 1970s, the vast majority of corporate value was based on tangible assets like machines and trucks. But since then, as the world has become more technological, there's been a complete inversion in what makes a company valuable, to the point that today, almost 85% of your company's value is going to be based on its intangible assets, its know-how, its trade secrets, and of course its patents. And if you don't have the roadblocks to keep others from stealing those intangible assets, others are just going to take them and your company will lose value. And that's essentially what a patent is. You can think of it as a roadblock to keep competitors from using the innovations that make your company valuable. You can also think of a patent as a toll booth. If your company chooses, it can set up a toll booth instead of a roadblock, and it can collect money from anyone who uses the company's patented technology. But here's the most important thing about roadblocks, about toll booths, and about patents. Proper placement is critical. In this example, the roadblock leaves room for others to pass. As a patent, it would not be very valuable. And the same is true with toll booths. No one would argue that this is a toll booth. It has a booth. It has a gate. There's a road that goes through it. But what's the value of this toll booth? It's not going to make any money for anyone. Let's take this one step further. Since we're speaking with an Israeli audience, let's assume, just for the sake of analogy, that your business model depends on stopping competitors from traveling from Tel Aviv to Haifa. There are essentially 3 north-south roads between Tel Aviv and Haifa, 2, 4, and 6. If your patent blocked only road 2, it would still be a patent. You could tell everyone, Yesh li patent, I have a patent. But what's the value of that patent? It would be limited because you left 2 paths unblocked. To get value, you might need to put a patent in 3 places. Or if you're strategic, maybe you can block 2 roads with 1 patent and a 3rd road with a 2nd patent. Or maybe you can strategically craft a single patent that blocks all 3 roads. Unfortunately, this is what most companies' patent portfolios look like. They tell everyone, we have lots of patents, but anyone who looks closely can see that those patents don't stop anyone. Now, if you think this is improbable, in the course of just 1 month here in Israel, I started working with 2 large Israeli companies. One had 15 patents, and the other had 50 patents, and neither company had a single patent that landed on any road. Why does this happen? Here's something that no one talks about. It's quite easy to get a patent. You can get a dart to hit the dartboard somewhere, but it's very difficult to get a patent that actually blocks competitors. Most companies don't have their eyes wide open when they're patenting. They say something like, Uri, you're the CTO. Go talk to the patent attorney. And that process fails time and time again because the patent attorney does what he's told. But no one takes the time to figure out where the roads are, and so no one puts the blocks in the right places. When it comes to patents, you have to have wide opened eyes. And here are 9 ways to make sure you do just that. First, You've got to think like a business person and not like an engineer. Patents are business tools that must accomplish a business goal in order to be effective. If you don't want to waste money on worthless patents, business people need to test whether a proposed patent is likely to advance the business goals of the company. Second, as part of that, when it comes to patents, you need to think conceptually rather than technically. There's rarely value in a specific technical solution or a specific technical algorithm. If we're talking about artificial intelligence, for example, it's not how you take inputs A, B, and C and you arrive at output D. It's the fact that you use A, B, and C to get to D. Patent the fact that you do it, not how you do it. If you patent that general concept, you'll be in a much better place. Third, you need to patent in thin slices. If you pack too many features into the definition of your invention, a competitor will say, fine, you've got 3 features patented together. I won't use all 3, I'll use 2 of them. So, to avoid that problem, you need to define your inventions in thin slices, patenting each key feature separately. Fourth, anticipate the features that customers are going to demand, and let that expected demand define what you patent. How do you know what your customers are going to demand? Involve people in the patenting process who face the market, like your sales team or your marketing team if you have one. And if you don't, have your CEO involved. Fifth, you must align your patents with your marketing message. If you're telling the market, we're better than everybody else because we have features X, Y, and Z, make sure you have patents on features X, Y, and Z, because if you don't, your competitors will put those features in their product. Sixth, when you find a solution to a problem that took you a long time to solve, consider patenting the solution. You want to do that because your competitors are likely to encounter the same difficult problem. And if you can block them from implementing your solution, you will have a valuable patent. Seventh, don't patent features that you won't be able to detect in your competitors' products. If Google had patented its algorithm and Yahoo copied it, no one would ever know because the algorithm runs on a back-end server. Eighth, design your patents from a litigation perspective. Patents are very vulnerable instruments. There are about 25 different ways your competitors will try to attack them. Regardless of whether you intend to sue, your patent will not be respected by your competitors if they can see a way that your patent can be killed in court. Now, there are lots of patent lawyers out there who have courtroom litigation experience. Pick one of them to work with you on your patents, because they will build into your patents the immunities your patents need to survive a challenge. And finally, you must have a patent strategy before you decide which patents you're going to file. If you go to your patent attorney and say, this is my invention, write a patent on it, you will be one of those X's that misses the road. You need to tell a patent strategist, this is the business goal we're trying to achieve, and work with the patent strategist to define the scope of protection that will achieve that goal. If you do that, you'll have amazing patent protection, and it's not that expensive to do it right. Yet so many companies have their eyes closed when it comes to the patenting process. Listen, I could talk for hours about this, but my time is running low. So feel free to click Control Print Screen on your keyboards right now to capture my contact details, and email me or call me at your convenience. I love this topic, and I'd be happy to have a friendly conversation with you about it. Stay safe